Good morning. Welcome to Panther Strategies. This is CEO Andy Morbitzer. Today, we're gonna do a business overview on Panther Strategies. And so let's get started. All right. To get started, when I look at businesses, I look at short-term, mid-term, long-term, and I look at what will work and what won't. Is there a need? Does it solve a problem? And one of the things that drove us to doing our own networking and our own thing is really because of trust. The industry has gotten to the point where, boy, you just don't know what to believe. So we thought about what kind of products would make sense, what had utility, what actually work for the people to help them earn and save and hedge. And as much as I love some of the products in network marketing, when I look at it as from a business standpoint, I want to have as little competition as possible with the most valuable products. So we chose money. I've got a extensive background in this area, so it only made sense that we started teaching people about macroeconomics and real property. So all of Panther products are money in one form or another. Strategic metals, for example, we just started doing these overviews. It was the first product that we introduced to the world. We're the only distributors that I know of in the world, wholesalers in the world, that offer strategic metals, and they play a significant role in the future of the Internet of Things, whether that be autonomous cars, electrical vehicles, drones, delivery, logistics, blockchain, satellites, solar power, anything that has a semiconductor, anything that has a microchip. It entails flat screen TVs, computers, eyeglasses, touchscreens, smartphones. So when we look at the best possible position to be in, why, of course, strategic metals checks a lot of the boxes. It allows us to diversify. It's a great hedge. It allows us easy liquidation. It allows us to be an international entity, meaning we have assets outside of our home country. And for example, strategic metals here, the last 2 years that we've been involved in looking and buying and traveling the world looking for great real property assets, why strategic metals fit the bill. GE is germanium, GA is gallium, and iron is indium. And if you look at the last couple of years, all three of these metals that we offer are up anywhere from 31% to 184%. So it's one of those products that have utility, meaning they're consumable, they're used for industry, but yet they're rare and they're tradable and they're just a great, great asset to have. You don't have to have a macroeconomic meltdown like the stock market crashing for these to have value. Strategic metals is truly based on supply and demand. And as we research the world on the future between China, the United States, and India, the demand for electronic goods will skyrocket, both in demand and in population. So very, very great asset to have. Let's put it that way. Next products, rare color diamonds. Now, we were going to launch those this year, but we got, which I'll share with you here in a minute, a cryptocurrency product that put this on hold. But just to give you an idea, rare color diamonds over the last 2 years is we follow these at all the major auction houses, Hong Kong, Singapore, London, New York, Christie's. You can see that rare color diamonds have appreciated quite nicely over the last 2 years. 700% for pinks, 413% for blues, 365% in yellow, and now there's a product trending green diamonds in China. They're big on the color green. So we'll launch those as soon as possible after our cryptocurrency product is launched here over the next 6 weeks or so. So what a great, great product. It's got a lot of tax advantages because it's jewelry. It's concentrated wealth, meaning, just the littlest of stones, the rarest of the rare can be worth millions of dollars. So, but we have the ability, because we have the purchasing power, to present it in such a way that the price point in which everybody can afford. So diamonds, great, great, great product. Precious metals insurance. Of course, you've got to have a hedge that's been around for millennia, since biblical times. And we offer our own silver and gold products that are minted and were designed and dyed and made through the Scottsdale Mints in Arizona. Precious metals, you look at precious metals. I don't look at gold as a investment. It's a true hedge. I'm a little bit different on silver because silver has it's a consumable. It's got huge industrial use, more so than gold. It's one of those commodities that right now, because of the ratio between gold and silver, I choose silver over gold as my hedge, as my insurance. And, we even look back, what would it be, 2008, when the stock market crashed, of course, gold and silver skyrocketed. And if you look and analyze those numbers, silver during that same crash as gold had a return of 500% during the crash, meaning the years following the crash where gold and silver skyrocket, and gold only had 200% return, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I don't look at it as an investment. I look at it as a hedge, and there's a big difference. Protecting what you have should be your first priority. And right now, the monies should be on, in my opinion, on silver. And that's just what we did. Everything that we talk about, I don't make any promises, any guarantees whatsoever. I'm just telling you my personal stories, how we removed our monies from paper assets and got into real property, simply because we think it's much safer, less risk, and really fits what we're trying to do in the friendliest possible way. So it's all about diversification. It's all about having a little crypto, having a little gold, having a little silver, some strategic metals, multiple streams of income, passive income. This Panther website that allows people to have a turnkey international business selling real world products is awesome. The flight from paper assets to physical assets set an all-time high year to date this year, meaning big money's moving into tangible assets that are physical. That includes cryptocurrency, gold, silver, the strategic metals, diamonds. So the weary or the educated investor, if you will, sees the writing on the wall, because really the stock market is a snapshot of what the future is. So don't be confused. We still have so many things that could encumbrance or change our way of life. It would be foolish at this point not to insure against it. We've seen all the indicators around the world, from personal debt to college debt to world debt to country debt. These governments are spending and printing money like you can't make this stuff up. So, gosh, you've got a window of opportunity to put some money in some very vital places to protect what you have, grow it in a safe environment. And then on the other side of it, maybe you allocate a little bit of your money on a speculative basis and take a bigger risk in hopes to get a bigger return. So that's kind of how we steer people through it. So Panther products, here's a couple more of our S-Aid, Panther 9999 silver and gold products. They're beautiful. There is a buyback program on these. Any that are still encased in what we call Certi-Lock. Certi-Lock is QR code, state-of-the-art, DNA, built-in, tamper-proof, serial number confirmed. So they're easily storable. They're trackable on your mobile app, which is cool. You can track them anywhere in the world as they're being delivered to you or what have you. You can check their location if you vault them, for example. So Certi-Lock, all about verification, because we live in a very fraudulent world. And as macroeconomics tighten and people of disparity become more creative ways to fraud different things, why, of course, this is invaluable. This Certi-Lock with the tracking device, the mobile app, is all included in our pricing on our each piece of gold or silver that you would buy. You have the ability to take physical delivery, or you have the ability to store it. And I think we're 3 or 4 different vaulting locations around the world. So we have some beautiful products, highest technology, resistant, trackable mobile apps, all attached. Rare whiskeys will follow diamonds. When we traveled the world, we spent a lot of time in Singapore because that's where we went and got a safety deposit box, and where we have some of our holdings and assets abroad. We came across the picture that you see is the house of Johnny Walker, and it's what they call the $1 million room, where you can see some Port Ellens there, some 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old single malt scotches and whiskeys and blends, and just an incredible experience to be invited into the room. And that is what really prompted our investigation and our research into rare wines and whiskeys. So you can bet these products, especially the whiskeys, are so popular in the Pacific Rim, it's scary. The appreciable rate, as you see over the last 2 years, depending upon the rarity and the region, meaning how many bottles and where it came from and how old it is, just like anything else, the rarer it is, it seems that the higher the appreciation rate is. Now, these are, alternative assets to what, stocks and bonds and all that kind of nonsense. This is something you own, maintain, and control. Now, depending upon the cost, I don't know how many of them you would drink, but I guess every once in a while it'd be nice to have a really nice whiskey. But we have the ability that we'll share these rare whiskeys and probably wines. And they've been up 50 to 500% over the last 2 years that we got involved, started looking at them, met some great people, went to Singapore, because every one of these products that we offer, we've done ourselves. We've met either the CEO or the vaulting or the mint or the producers or the whole, whatever it was, we went and actually met these people, had dinner with their families, because I'm very big on trust and relationships. So another great asset that we absolutely love. And then we've got cryptocurrency. Really the reasons why I think cryptocurrency is here to stay. Maybe not necessarily Bitcoin, even though I think it has its place. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. It started out as a novelty, and now it's starting to find its utility. It's become faster, cheaper, and takes less time. So when you have a defined value in the marketplace, meaning it solves a problem and it saves people money and it's faster, and it's in the biggest industry in the world, and that's money. So cryptocurrency is here to stay. Now, some of you last week, if you would have been with one of our other products that we're going to bring on board right now, and timing is crucial. You've heard of proof of work, proof of stake, the RC20 coins, all the Ethereum, Bitcoin, all the different coins on the market. Most of them won't be here 5 years from now. They simply have no utility. A lot of them are novelty. You could make a coin over the weekend and have it on the exchange by Monday. How do I know? Because I've done it before. But those coins have very little utility. What we were looking for is to solve the problem of the volatility in cryptocurrency. We need many more participants to find that equilibrium, to get rid of the volatility. Right now we have volatility, and you saw an 80% loss over the last year in cryptocurrency is just as we expected, just as we announced a year and a half ago, that take your profit off the top, quit being so greedy. The winner of the race here is not the rabbit, it's the tortoise. The rabbit might win the building the business, but long-term strategies is what's going to keep you rock solid for the rest of your life, maintain that standard of living. So when we look at products in cryptocurrency, it's got to check some boxes as well. So is the timing right? And the proof of power, absolutely. The power and the value comes from taking the value of that power and converting that into data and putting that on the blockchain. It's what they're calling green mining. The utility is we have proof of power. That's what gives it the value. So when we look at future utility, I know that they have a product that's being beta tested now for in-home use, and we'll get into more details about that when we know it. But blockchain, you've got to understand, everything is going to run on blockchain. It's just a matter of time. Why? Because even if you look at financial institutions, central bank, anything, logistics, pizza delivery, it's quicker, faster, and saves people money. And it doesn't make mistakes. And it doesn't need third party. It can confirm on both sides of a transaction. When you have consensus, and that's what blockchain is all about. Hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, have been thrown in the infrastructure of cryptocurrency. So when that kind of money is backing the future technology, and one of those technologies is proof of power, you have, and this is passive residual. So this is, let the little green box go to work for you. The results right now are amazing. So we'll teach more about that when we become compliant in what we can and can't say. But right now we're offering green boxes and green mining right now. and it's going quite well. So we love this product. So you're getting the idea of what we are and who we are. We are a platform, an international turnkey business opportunity that allows individuals like you to have a business, to sell the products I'm speaking about right here, right now, anywhere in the world, or the majority of the world. There's certain places in the world that you simply can't do business for whatever reasons. We won't get into that. And the other thing that we have at Panther Strategies that you really love if you're assessing a business opportunity is your competition. I mean, one thing, even though I know that there's some great nutritional products out there that I may love, I don't have a background in it, so I'd have to relearn that. And at this point in my life, I don't know that I could. But nevertheless, I look at, okay, I've got something that has efficacy, that works. But now my other problem is, who's my competition? And there isn't an hour that goes by on my computer I'm not hit by some kind of nutritional product, whether it be a weight loss, whether it be stem cell, whether it be, oh gosh, a berry from the forest of wherever. So there's thousands upon thousands of companies that offer nutritionals, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I want to try to find something that I limit the competition, because if you have limit competition, your market penetration, you're going to get lion's share of the portion. So we're category creators of strategic metals. Nobody in the world has done what we're doing, and being first to market is very profitable. Same thing with diamonds and whiskeys. I mean, when you're the only wholesaler in the world of something so valuable and so utilized as strategic metals, there's a huge niche in the marketplace worldwide for good, strong physical assets, and that's what we offer. So being category creators, just another feather in our cap. It's not guaranteeing, but boy, if we can put you in a position to be successful with products that make sense, that have value, then hey, better off for you. Now, we also offer, in essence, what we're saying with these products, since in essence these are money, it allows you to be your own bank, and that's huge. I mean, look around the world and look at what bankers do to their customers when things start to go south. I mean, ask Iceland, ask Greece, go ask Spain, go ask Argentina. Go ask Venezuela. I was just in Aruba, so I was 17 miles from Venezuela. Look what happened after a decade of greed and misappropriation of funds and government greed. Look what the banks did. They shut their doors. So what happened during that economic crisis for the Venezuelans? And it's still an utter, hyperinflation. You can't buy anything. There's no money. That's why the use of new user accounts for cryptocurrency skyrocketed in Venezuela. So what did we learn from that? Well, the capital flight, when the government doesn't take care of you like it says, why, a great place to have money? Online, cryptocurrency. Hey, it's another spoke on the wheel. It's another diversification asset. You got to remember, if you can't get your money out of your 401k, your stock market, or whatever, out of your bank, your safety deposit box, what are you going to do? I mean, so you need to be proactive, because there are clear and present dangers out there. If you can't see them, then you got your head buried in the sand. There's trade wars, government wars, religious wars, racial wars, the highest debt in humanity with the lowest interest rates at the same time. We've printed more money and spent more money than all other civilizations combined in the past, in the last 10 years. The world is now $300 trillion in debt and rising. And now we're going to have a population explosion of another 3 billion people. This whole thing's going to come unraveled, and we're going to see where the dust settles. But the smart players are hedging. The smart players have a plan B, C, and D, and need to be diversified. It's all about ownership. Fiat currency in that world, that fiat world, the SWIFT system and all that it entails, is at risk, hugely at risk. whether you're a teacher, whether you're a state employee, a federal employee, pension and 401ks right now, with highest price to earnings ratio in stock market and since its inception. Oh gosh, there couldn't be more telling signs of what's going to happen. When does it happen and what sets it in motion? I don't know. It could be the bond market that comes due next, the end of the second quarter of next year. It could be student loan debt. It could be a war. It could be, it's endless. I mean, the banks are doing the same dirty loans that they were doing in the mortgage industry and the loan industry as they did 10 years ago. Banks are in worse shape than they were 10 years ago. And we've got quadruple the debt. So something's going to give. And when it happens, you can bet that we, the people, we, the middle class, are going to bear the brunt through some type of law change, encumbrance, tax, but we'll end up paying for this mess, like always. So the key is to diversify, guys. The key to survive and thrive in this crazy financial world that we live in, with every day there's a surprise. I sleep well at night knowing that I'm well diversified, both in international bank accounts in the fiat world with gold, silver, strategic metals, cryptocurrency, diamonds, and whiskeys. And now we have a platform that we've put together, and it wasn't easy. Believe me, this is big boy networking, and we're built to withstand and be here for the long haul. We're not a flash in the pan. I had a guy yesterday, earn 4.5% return on your Bitcoin mining. Just stop right there. There's no guarantee of 4.5% anything. Actually, that's an illegal statement. He shouldn't be allowed to say that. But that's the type of thing that I see on an everyday basis. Guys, I've been doing networking for a couple of decades now, and been a master distributor a couple of times, wrote some comp plans, been a partial owner of other networking companies, and I see what works and what doesn't. And at the end of the day, we've built Panther with the affiliate in mind, and we're learning, and we're just now getting up to speed where all systems are online, reporting accurately. So get back with the person really who shared this overview with you, and get started, because you have huge advantages being first to market. You're going to get the lion's share of the world of network marketing, because we really have no competition. Yeah, there's some gold companies out there and there's some cryptocurrency companies out there, but when you put together the full platform, what we offer, from tax structure, LLCs, capital investment programs, trust, wills, international vaulting, passive residual income, our own gold and silver, our secure Certi-Lock, strategic metal, nothing even compares to what we're doing. So if you're in this for the long haul, you want to earn, save, diversify. These are all things, and our flagship product that I didn't even mention today, Atlas Forge. Atlas Forge, the educational platform, might be the most valuable product of it all, because it's educational. We bring experts on from around the world that help you decipher the nonsense of how, when, why, and where we should do certain things. It's all part of collaboration with a trusted, vetted group of professionals that we've put together. That's what Atlas Forge is. At the end of the day, when you say all this, let's say I'm wrong. Let's say some way the IMF, the Fed, the central banks will worm their way through yet another crisis and steal money from Peter to pay Paul while Mary watches, and somehow slither through the tall grass and we come out of this the other side. What damage has been done? None. Every product that you have, you own, maintain, and control. And if nothing happens, it's still your money. It's not like we got it. It's yours. So there is no harm there. Think of it this way. You never need insurance until you need it, right? You insure your car, your home, your life, your mortgage, your boat, and probably a half dozen other things. Some are mandatory by the state or country in which you live, and some are not. But have you ever heard of anyone saying you should have financial insurance? And that's exactly what we sell, financial insurance. And right here, right now, in this point in time, it's absolutely apparent that you need to be proactive and do something. I'm not yet crying wolf. I'm not selling fear. This is basics, guys. If you can't see the danger, then God help you. That's all I can say. So this is an international turnkey opportunity. We're in over 100 countries. We've done all the hard work for you, Nicole and the team. Really, Nicole put together both Atlas Forge and Panther Strategies, the websites, the graphics, the functioning. She did it all. It's beautiful, highly adaptive, innovative, and it's everything you could ever possibly want. We're operating now in over 100 countries. We have replicated websites. We have business tools and some funnels and more business tools coming to help you build your business. We have some of the best rewards in the industry. And remember, at any time, our product is money. So you can build a business and earn. And in a perfect world, at the very least, you can hedge. But in a perfect world, a lot of the products that we offer, you look at the track record of appreciation, and it's phenomenal. So not only are you going to earn money through building the business, in the perfect world, you're able to earn money on the products that you buy through this perfect business. So very inexpensive to get started. I mean, very inexpensive to get started. Let's see here. And at the end of the day, I briefly talked about Atlas Forge. This is financial education you won't get in school. This talks about real money, the value of diversification, vetted professionals from around the world. You learn and you earn. It's a one-stop shop. It's real money. So check out Atlas Forge. Go to that shop, look at our products. Like I said, right now, we just brought on green mining, which we absolutely love because of its utility, the concept behind it. We think it's a very valuable asset to add to our portfolio of offerings. So all of our core competencies are in and around money, and we go in depth at Atlas Forge. It's exactly what it says, 21st century asset protection. Because people in the paper asset world, there'll come a point in the very near future where not losing what they have will be a great investment. I've seen this happen before. I'm 53 years old, and in that time, there hasn't been a span of 15 years that I can think of that there wasn't a real estate bubble, a stock market crash, a war. These things are cyclical, and it's almost like they're manipulated to happen on purpose. And it's very deep thinking, and I won't get onto it on this call, but it seems like the volatility is the denominator. Those things that I mentioned, they always happen within 15 years, always. So if you understand trends and cycles, gosh, you can profit from it a lot. You can gobble up a whole bunch of inexpensive assets. Just like right now in cryptocurrency world, I think, people say, hey, Andy, you're crazy. Bitcoin's going to fail. It lost 80% of its value. Now's when I start looking at acquiring more of it. See, I learned a long time ago that if you invest and you build your thoughts around the masses and the hype and the media, do exactly the opposite of what the masses are doing, and you'll do just fine. Diversify your assets, income, all in one opportunity. That's what Panther Strategies is. It's a one-stop shop. You get paid, some of the ways that you get paid are in real property assets. So this solves, checks box number one. I always tell people get out of debt. And some say, well, I can't make any more money. My debt is my debt. One way of getting out of debt, the easiest way, if you can't truly cut your expenditures, which I find is very hard to believe. Everybody has fat on their expenditures. They spend money on things they shouldn't. And we all do it because we buy on emotion. And it's just, I don't care if it's a candy bar or if it's an asset that, we buy from people, we buy on emotion. And one thing that humans do is spend money and go in debt. So I get it. I understand it. It's very hard to break that cycle. I know a lot of people that live month to month that live on debt. And that's about 90% of the population. I also know that very few people are prepared to, whether it be through fear, maybe they're just uneducated, maybe it's just too complicated. What we've done is made things easy to understand, easy to apply, easy to liquidate. We've done the hard work for you, but debt, We offer Panther Strategies as that additional income stream. So you can save and earn at the same time. So we love the concept. Membership has its privileges. Passive residual income, that's what we all strive for, is to build a business. And as that business explains or expands, why, of course, through your mentorship and your ability and entrepreneurship to build businesses and help people and grow and communicate, collaborate on a platform, it generates passive residual income. All members within Panther get, discounts that retail customers on Atlas don't get, like 3% discount on strategic metals. We earn 7 different ways in our compensation plan. So I won't get in detail on any of these, but direct sales reward, 5 to 15%. When you share the business opportunity with others, that's what you earn. Panther career bonus, €200 to 50,000 euros. Atlas Forge subscription. Let's say you just sell the retail subscriptions to Atlas Forge. Every one of those that subscribe on a monthly basis, that $30 educational subscription platform, Atlas Forge, you earn $5. So you could do it from a retail side. Club Forge rewards. This is the quote unquote matrix binary hybrid, whatever you want to call it. That's what we call our binary. Every time you would cycle, or what we call forge, of course, you'd earn 30 to 80 euros every time that happens. And that's usually the number one way people get paid. When you have volume on one side and volume on another, and you hit those thresholds, every time that happens, you get paid over and over and over and over again. So it's huge. Club matching bonus. We want to reward people that build a business. And for every generation, you're going to earn up to 22% over 3 generations, meaning anybody that your bloodline, meaning you personally introduced them and they sponsored and joined the Panther membership under your name, you're going to earn 10% of whatever they earn in commissions. Now, anybody they would bring in, you'd earn 7% off them. And then lastly, the 3rd generation, you would earn 5%. Car bonus. We love the car bonus. We feature the Jaguar because it fits our theme of exotic cats and just kind of worked nicely for us. Car bonus is great. We love it. 300 euros to 1,250 euros per month upon qualification. And then incentives. We have everything from iPads to villas and everything in between. Cars. They're very valuable. They're very great incentives. So with that said, I'll put it, it can coexist with any program or work schedule. First of all, it could coexist with any program simply because it's money. If people are doing other networking or doing other opportunities or have a 9-to-5 job, that's great. This is something they should be doing anyway. It doesn't conflict with anything. You see some of the networkers that are performing quite well, making great money, but a lot of them just have their money in a bank account. And they don't realize how risky that is. And I'm talking about multi-million-dollar earners that are great at what they do, network marketing, whatever product, and they got millions of dollars just sitting in the bank. And I say, wow, all that hard work could be gone tomorrow. And they say, well, what do you mean? I say, well, it's not safe in your bank. There isn't a week that goes by where there's not a bank being fined hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars for fraud or fake accounts, or it's a risky place. It's central banks. So no schedule, no boss, no commuting, no sales quotas. You actually can get paid what you're worth. Sometimes I hear a lot of people say, oh my gosh, they do so much work, but it's not fair. The boss makes all the money and blah. Well, break free of that 9-to-5 mentality. Take that anger that you have and turn it into energy and go build yourself a sustainable business, and then say goodbye to your boss and be your own boss, be your own bank. That's the whole principle, the whole idea of what we're trying to do here. So really, well, we're looking at the future and all of our assets, whether it be the platform that we built, we see where we are, we see what the future holds. And the future is electric vehicles, drones, cryptocurrency, robotics, solar and wind power, 5G smartphones, and microchips. Think about how interconnected each one of these are. electrical vehicles are the future. It will run on blockchain. It uses semiconductors. All of these electronic vehicles, well, guess what? They use strategic metals. Same thing with drones. Drones will be the delivery of the future. It's going to deliver from food to deliver your pizza to your, skip the dishes or whatever your cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is going to be the money of the future. It's going to run on blockchain. You're going to have a 5G network, which is 1,000 times faster than 4G, that'll stop an electrical vehicle in 1 inches versus 10 feet. It'll all be a society of interconnected smartphones, smart contracts, smart houses, smart cities. And we only really need to look at, well, the most advanced city that I've seen that's already utilizing 5G, autonomous cars, blockchain, smart communication. Look at Estonia, and that'll show you what the future is. Solar, wind power, we've got to find better ways to distribute energy and generate energy for sustaining quality of life. And that's now it's not on this slide, but that's exactly what the green mining was all about. We could add green mining into this. What does green mining? And it's going to run on blockchain. All those mining rigs, guess what it needs? Strategic metals. So everything is kind of interconnected. And that's the key to all of it. 5G. When 5G is finally rolled out at the end of next year or the following year, I think it'll take 2 years, things will run at such a speed and such a pace. Remember, guys, I look at, and the best analogy I can tell you on what we're trying to do here is, during the gold rush, the California gold rush, you had thousands and tens of thousands of people travel all across the United States in just horrible conditions. Starvation, lack of water, no proven route. They had heavy supplies. You're talking about, before there was, trains that cut across. So we're talking the gold rush. Well, how'd all those people that were spent all day beating the rocks up, and very, very, very few people made any money whatsoever. Instead of doing that, why don't you become a little more educated and work a little bit wiser and become that general store that sold the picks, the axes, and the wheelbarrows to the miners? Because all the general store owners became wealthy. And that's exactly what we do here. We're a general store of real property assets. And that's how I like to think of things. So with that said, and I just talked about the wireless revolution, and it's just now beginning. You're just now starting to see 5G, and that'll take us into, that will be the dominant communication for the next 15, 20 years. And I think in about 10 years, you'll see quantum mechanics integrated into 5G in such a way that, well, let's just say technology and the demand for strategic metals, blockchain, cryptocurrency, solar power, it's just going to be off the charts. So as I always say, what made Wayne Gretzky a great hockey player is not because he was bigger, faster, stronger, smarter than anybody else. He had the innate ability to know where the puck was going to be, and he always got to the puck first. Same thing with us. I don't try to determine or guess or speculate inflation or crashes, or I prepare myself knowing it will happen. It's unquestionable. All we have to do is look back just last 15 years. Look at what's happened. It's been crazy. And for some reason, people have not experienced enough pain that they change their behavior and how and what and where they invest in. And that's what we're called to do. We're an educational platform. So with that said, thank you very much for being on the call. Get back with whoever may have shared this with you, and stick your toe in, become a member. And then as we get started, you can follow along with an international group of thousands of people, and we'll collaborate, work together, and protect as many people as we possibly can. So with that said, have a great day. and we will talk to you next week. Till then, take care.